Good evening. A jury has been played video allegedly showing 3 teenagers reenacting a brutal attack on a care worker from Sussex. Alan Wilson suffered life-changing injuries when he was assaulted in a park in Worthing. The court also heard a recording of one of the defendants calling 999 the next day to hand himself in. Malcolm Shaw reports now from Hove Crown Court.
The trial has heard how care worker Alan Wilson suffered multiple fractures and brain injuries on the evening of Easter Sunday last year. The 46-year-old had confronted 3 youths in Longcroft Park in Worthing after one of them allegedly pushed over a younger boy in a row about a game of frisbee. Mr. Wilson was found soon after, bleeding heavily. 3 teenagers are on trial, accused of carrying out what the prosecution calls a vicious and frenzied attack. Today, the jury was shown footage from CCTV cameras in the hours that followed. It's alleged that footage from a camera in Robin Road showed 2 of the defendants walking together. The police claim they changed their clothes since earlier in the evening. All 3 defendants are allegedly shown on CCTV from Goring railway station, then aboard a train. The prosecution claim they're seen making hitting gestures, reenacting the attack. Mr. Wilson spent almost 3 months in hospital. The court was shown a large wooden log it's alleged was used to beat him.
Hello, I'm handing myself in. That incident happened last night.
And what's your name?
Harry Furlong.
Hi. And what incident are you?
The one where the guy got airlifted.
Harry Furlong, who's 18 and from Horsham, denies grievous bodily harm with intent. The other defendants, aged 14 and 15, can't be named for legal reasons. They deny the same charge. The trial continues. Malcolm Shaw, ITV News, Hove Crown Court.
A murder investigation has been launched after a man was attacked at Lakeside Shopping Centre near Thurrock in Essex. Officers were called to the incident at around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Police think it was a targeted attack by 2 men. Meanwhile, detectives urgently want to hear from 3 witnesses after a woman was raped on board a train in Sussex. It happened between 11 p.m. and 11:30 on Friday, April the 22nd, on a train from St Leonard's Warriors Square to Wadhurst. A 44-year-old man has been released on bail pending further investigations, but police want to hear from a second man who spoke to the victim on the platform, as well as 2 female passengers approached by the attacker after the incident. Now, a Kent lawyer has spent 5 weeks crisscrossing Europe transporting refugees from Ukraine to places of safety. So far, Francis Wilding has helped more than 80 refugees. In the latest mission, he's driven from the Polish-Ukrainian border to Kent, with refugees joining host families here in the south. John Ryle has the story.
At a retail park off the M20 at Ashford, 10 Ukrainian refugees take their first steps in England. They're among the first to be granted visas to stay with host families here. And they're the latest group to be driven from the Ukrainian border to places of safety by Whitstable lawyer Francis Wilding, who saw TV coverage of the war and felt compelled to help.
I work from home. I haven't got a lot of work on, but I do work from home mostly. I can work online, and I thought, well, I could do this, I should do this.
My daughter was afraid to stay in the basement, so we stayed at the flat, and when the bombs fell, so you feel this house, block of flats is shaking, and it's, of course, it's frightful. And most difficult thing when you have no electricity, no water, no supply, mobile connection, so you don't know anything.
Do you hope one day to be able to go back?
Of course, because my parents stay there.
Over 6 weeks, Francis and his partner Jane have driven dozens of refugees to Germany, France, Italy, Spain and the Czech Republic, clocking up 16,000 miles so far.
And how many people have you helped so far?
This is 10, so it was 60-something, now it's 70-something. Sorry.
That's all right. Take your time. It's all right.
But we've only been able to do it because people have sent money. And we'll keep going as long as the money keeps coming in. We've got a GoFundMe page, which is called Because We Can. And it keeps us going.
This woman fled from the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv, shelled heavily in the early stages of the war.
1,500 buildings were destroyed.
И приехали в Варшаву, и практически все время вели нас английские волонтеры.
And all the time we got support from English volunteers.
Мы им очень благодарны.
We so appreciate their help.
Francis Wilding says his minibus rescue missions will continue for as long as there are refugees in need. John Ryle, ITV News, Ashford.
Just an incredible effort, isn't it? And Gatwick has welcomed the news that British travellers can now use electronic e-gates when entering Portugal, speeding up access to the country. Gatwick operates more flights to the country than any other UK airport. Jousting is returning to Leeds Castle this weekend for the first time in 2 years. The Queen's Joust event was put on hold throughout the COVID pandemic, and it's part of a 3-day festival which will include combat reenactments, medieval music and dance. And finally tonight, when a family of ducks in Kent were not satisfied with the standard of their own duck house, they headed indoors and settled in a house in Kent. The owner has now formed a unique bond between man and bird, and that has to be seen to be believed, as Tony Green reports.
We're together, people can notice we appear together. We'll always be here together. Please hold me closer all the time.
Nigel Rodriguez moved to his current home in Headcorn 7 years ago, and shortly after digging out a pond, the ducks moved in too. But this year, they want to get closer.
They keep coming into the house. Even 2 days after they were born, they were in the hallway with my dog, 14 ducklings, and the mother there. It's very strange. They're sort of almost behaving like humans, the way they're attached. You can see them now. It's a joyful experience.
And how does this affecting your day-to-day life and what you can get achieved?
Well, anything that needs to be done in the garden is a nightmare because I'm constantly surrounded by ducks. So that's a challenge. So I have to either work indoors or try and distract the ducks with something else, with some food, and then it leaves me to go and do what I need to do. But inevitably they'll follow me.
Mum and Dad are called Donald and Melania. These ducklings don't yet have any names, but that might all change in the 9 weeks that they'll be staying here. Now, there's going to be a time when these ducks are big enough to fly away. Are you emotionally prepared for that?
Well, I've got used to it. It is tough, really is tough. Because you're nurturing these little creatures from the day, literally from the day within hours of them being born. It's lovely to have, and I think it's a real gift to be able to be so close.
The feathered friendship can't be forever, but for now these little birds just can't keep away. Tony Green, ITV News, Headcorn.
Those ducks are not going anywhere. They know where they're best off. Weather time now. Here's Holly Green.
Feels like home, whatever the weather. Valent Boilers and Heat Pumps sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Good evening. Some fairly usable weather, I think, for the bank holiday weekend. Tomorrow, some spells of sunshine. Sunday, we could see more cloud. It's perhaps a bit cooler, a little patchy rain maybe, and cloudy perhaps to start on bank holiday Monday, but hopefully brightening through the day with just the chance of a few showers. So high pressure dominating the scene. That could give us a couple of chilly nights tonight, tomorrow night. This low sinks southwards on Sunday, bringing that chance of some rain. But I have to say, not really anything very useful for the gardens at all. At the moment then, largely dry, maybe just a rogue shower for parts of Kent. But generally speaking, clear spells around this northeasterly breeze, temperatures falling away. We could see a touch of, say, rural grass frost in places and maybe an odd mist or fog patch around as well. So a chilly-ish start tomorrow morning. Spells of sunshine though through the course of the day. The cloud will come and go a bit. We've still got this northeasterly, but it is dropping that bit lighter. Temperatures a little higher, I think, tomorrow compared to today, but always just feeling fresher and cooler where you are exposed to that breeze. Then for Sunday, I think probably more cloud, the chance of a bit of rain, but not too much. Bank holiday Monday, a cloudy start, probably brightening through the day, just an odd shower.
Valent sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
That is all from us for tonight. We're back at 6:20 tomorrow, but for me and the team, have a wonderful bank holiday weekend. Good night.